Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's video is going to be real straightforward. I have a Bowers Kalamazoo lighter here. All right, oftentimes we'll see these sold as trench lighters, you know, from the war and things like that. We'll talk actually about this lighter in detail in a future video if you're interested in it. But today we're just going to make a separate video right now just showing you how to replace the flint. Because I got a message from someone about this specifically, and it's odd timing because I just did a trade for this one. I've had one of these before. I really don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I traded it off, gave it to someone, but I couldn't find it. And when this was offered to me along with another lighter, I took it. So this is really easy. I'm going to zoom in for you here. All right. So if you haven't seen one of these, by the way, how this works is you pull down on the ring at the bottom, and this whole thing pushes up. Obviously, removes the cap. This pivots off, and then you could, you know, light your lighter. When you're done, you push it in, and it closes. So you see we have our flint wheel here. Obviously the flint's underneath it. There's our flint tube. So that's where the spring is, which is creating the pressure upwards so it'll actually spark. And then we have a little protrusion on the bottom here, a little rod and a brass piece. All right. We also notice that there's a little door here. You can see the spring in there. So this is super easy. Couldn't be easier. All you have to do is kind of use your nail to grab the shelf on this piece on the bottom and pull down. All right, so as you pull down, you can see the spring lowers. Tap the top. All right, it might lower by itself, but there is the flint. All right, so you can shake it right out, and there it is. All right, there's our flint. Now there's nothing wrong with this flint, so I'm going to put it right back in and reuse it. All right, so let's assume that it ran out or it doesn't spark. It just, if the wheel freely spins, it's been worn out. I won't freely spin completely because it'll rub on the spring a little bit. But either way, you want to pop in a new flint, and you can see this whole bar is now pushed in a lot further because we don't have the spacing of the flint. So pull that all the way down, all right, and then just slide it right in the door. It doesn't really matter either way. I know the top is probably already grooved, but it's going to work just fine. And that's it. Just release the pressure there, and we'll go ahead and open this guy back up. I don't have any fuel in this one right now, but there you go. So we have sparks. So that is how you replace the flint on a Kalamazoo lighter from Bowers Lighter Co. So next we're going to fill this lighter. It's very straightforward, just like a lot of you know, different lighters out there. We're going to unscrew the bottom. This is just a screw and cap. Okay, that exposes the interior of the body, and you can see the rayon or cotton balls that are in there. That's going to absorb all of our fuel. Take your fuel of choice. Remember, liquid lighter fuel. Obviously, don't get the canisters. It has butane. You just want standard lighter fluid here. And you're going to slowly drip it in. All right, so for demonstration purposes, I'm just filling it a little bit, just so you can get a flame. But this takes a little patience. You might want to do this over a paper towel or a plate or something so you don't get anything on your table. But you're going to go ahead and just let the cotton absorb the lighter fluid. All right, use the appropriate amount. Obviously, if you want to fill this completely, you could fill it until you see the liquid level of the fuel. Simply wipe the top with a paper towel and it's completely saturated. All right, at that point, you're going to hold this upside down for a little while. Again, we're letting all that fuel kind of go down and absorb the very dry cotton that's in there. All right, we're going to cap this guy back up. Make sure you're careful not to cross thread it. All right, just make sure that's nice and snug. We'll see if this absorbed enough. Open it and then spark it. It has not yet gotten to the wick there. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and hold this upside down for a little bit, possibly put more fuel in it, and I'll come back as soon as it's fully saturated. All right, let's give this a little shot here. So pull, you can see there's two pieces here. There's these little protrusions on either side. That's where you put your fingers. So you pull down, you're lifting basically this, you know, outside sheath. All right, and obviously because of the attachment points there, it lifts the cap up and away and brings the wick, which looks saturated by the way now, closer to that spark wheel so that when you spark it, it lights. And there you go, success. So one quick note here, once you're done with this, you could just push down and this should extinguish it, but it's not guaranteed every time. All right, so what I would suggest doing is once you're done with this lighter, all right, you spark it, use it. I would blow the flame out first and then close it, just to be safe, because I have used these lighters in the past and when I went to close it, just like that, instead of snubbing it out, a little fuel was leaking out, and there was still a fire going down the flint tube, so that wasn't very good. So there you go. Pretty simple, very straightforward little lighter. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and like I said, in the future, I will make a dedicated video giving a little bit of history about the company and talking about this lighter in depth. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.